And we're rolling. This video is for Ian Jameson 9175. So if you are not Ian Jameson 9175, it's okay. You don't need to watch this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Ian, if you're there, hello. In the infinite void, that is the internet, I'm grateful for anyone that stumbles upon what I do. Even more so for anyone that subscribes because they want to see more. But when folks engage with what you do the way you have, Ian, as a small creator, I'm being so sincere when I say this. You are a small creator's dream. Ian is a recent subscriber of mine for anyone that is still watching this, even though you shouldn't be. It's just for Ian. And they've left a few comments on some of my recent videos. The one about how I've made 400 episodes of a podcast that hardly anyone's watched. Also, apparently this is a little bit crooked. That's better, I guess. The video about how I've made 400 episodes of a podcast no one's watched. The video about welcoming you back to small internet. And the video about getting you to join my Patreon. So Ian's left a few comments on each of these videos. Each one is a mini essay. Seeing that someone has left a comment on your video and then tapping to see that it's as in-depth as Ian's are, that is the best kind of notification to get. I love seeing that I've gained new subscribers, but when I see that I've clearly struck some kind of nerve with someone, enough for them to want to engage to this level, that's Christmas for me. And Ian, some of what you said sounds negative, but I really don't take it that way. There are no lies here. It's obvious you're not setting out to be mean. These are just observations and comparisons that have come to mind for you. And I love that you've taken the time to share at such length and detail. That is what I'm hoping to achieve. I won't always reply with individual videos, but your comments were just that good, and you've done so many of them, that I felt compelled to reply like this, just to really show you how much I appreciate you taking the time to check out what I'm doing. And sorry that I keep reading from bullet points. I know in one of the comments you left, you kind of pointed that out, but it's the best I can do for now. You seem to really land on 2 points. One is upping the production value. You talk about how big budget blockbusters and independent movies both meet a certain minimum aesthetic standard. And when it comes to YouTube, you see that I'm lacking in that regard. Exhibit A, the reading that I'm doing here and the lack of editing, etc. And you also say, like it or not, I am competing with all the other creators on here. As a result of that competition, things are likely to become homogenized. The fact that I'm just recording from my phone, reading bullet points and losing my place, sometimes repeating myself, gives the impression that I don't care, or at the very least that this is not a product worth purchasing. Essentially, I need to pull my socks up before you'd consider joining the Patreon. Again, all fair points. Your other main topic seems to be the covers that I've done on this channel. I haven't done any for a while. You share a little bit about your experience in music. You say you worked in a concert hall for 10 years, played in a moderately successful ska indie band in the early 2000s. I'd love to know what band that was. And that you've recorded with the likes of Sir Simon Rattle and Buena Vista Social Club, which is very cool. And you say that my performances and genre choices aren't that compelling. You say if you're swimming against the tide, then you need absolutely incredible artistry, which you say, in your opinion, is something that I lack. On my video about 400 podcast episodes, you mentioned Scott's bass lessons, Drumeo or Drumeo, Jacob Collier, and even Charlie Puth. And you say that these are the things that we all compete with. On the video about small internet, you say talent is what makes you stand out, not just being angry with the platform. And on the video about me saying how can I get you into a top-of-the-line Patreon today, you say, I will still keep on watching your videos because I want you to succeed, but you're not there yet. Generally, I would only pay for a product if I felt that time and effort had been spent in creating it, but by your own admission, you don't edit, you film on your phone, and you repeat yourself. To me, that is not a polished product that screams, I care about what I'm producing. I think that if you see the channel becoming something more, despite your rigid ideas about what you're willing to do, you need to tell the potential donors where their money will be going and what exactly these plans are. Losing your place in bullet points is just one example of why this isn't a product that is worth paying for. Raise your game and I'll happily donate. All of the above, entirely fair. No lies told, just observations that make sense. And to be honest, I don't think I'll win you around to joining the Patreon, which is fine. Firstly, when it comes to the Patreon specifically, if I was charging a £5 level and then a £10, £20, like prestige premier levels to the Patreon, but only giving you this, I would share your opinion that, yeah, this isn't worth paying for, especially if what you're seeing here wasn't even behind a paywall. If all of this could be seen for free, but there was a voluntary amount that you could pay, I would be like you and say, I don't see it as being worth paying for. I'm not paying for that. Secondly, when it comes to my covers, you're absolutely right. They don't come close to the names that you mentioned. I feel less inclined to keep doing covers here on YouTube, to be honest. If I'm going to keep doing them, I feel more like I do them on TikTok, and they'd be much shorter covers where I just play the bass guitar. And that would be more to find people that share my taste in the songs I play, rather than to show off how good I am at the instrument. And that's the same with the covers I've done so far. The covers are less about showcasing a virtuoso talent and more about sharing my very specific interest and taste. My most popular cover on here is a cover of My Bloody Valentine. I think it's called Sometimes. And it's not because I'm an amazing singer or player. It's because I chose that particular song and play it in a way that no one has heard before. At least I don't think. I'm not doing a cover of someone else's cover of the song. I came up with that way to play the song, and I think I'm the only one who's played it that way. So much so that I made another video trying to teach folks how to play it the way that I play it. I think I play that cover in a way that's very different from the original, and so maybe cast the song in a different and unique light. That's my aim with the covers, not to show that I know there's a bit of a narrative when it comes to YouTube that some people can launch careers by performing covers really, really, really well, eventually getting picked up by a record label, and the rest is history. We can all think of at least one name of someone who's done that and succeeded. I'm not that guy. I think I've said it before, I don't have that dog in me. The covers are more about, hey, I like this song, I kind of like to play it this way, maybe you like it too. It's not, I can do gospel runs or I can hit falsetto, etc., etc. It's more about, I'm just a person who likes a song, hope you like it too. Lastly, if you're looking at what I do and comparing it to Drumeo or Scott's Bass Lessons or Jacob Collier, I'm flattered to be mentioned in the same sentence as those folks, but I think I've failed because I obviously don't measure up to those folks, nor am I trying to. And that's the key point. I got a little bit in my feelings with this part here, so hopefully it lands, hence the deep breath. I'm trying to highlight the overlooked value of getting in on something from the beginning. The value of someone talking through the process from raw thought to final result. The value of someone willing to share in a way that isn't just flattering or self-aggrandizing. The value of someone who is willing to pursue something that's unconventional, uncompromising, but also ambitious, and who wants to show you the inside of it as it's being made instead of just after it's done. Like I said, I don't think there's an argument I can bring to make you go, you're right, I was wrong, what's happening here on Saddest Night Out is way better than anything else I've been watching, take my money. Because the truth is that you're right, Ian. This isn't better than the other stuff that you mentioned. If you're judging what I do against their merits, this, Saddest Night Out, will never be as good. I appreciate that you said you'll keep watching, and I hope that you do. We clearly have different perspectives, so I really like that you share your perception of what I'm doing. To anyone else that's watched this far, firstly, that's very rude of you. I clearly stated this video was for Ian and Ian only, but I'll allow it. If anything I've said has struck a nerve, if you're willing to take a chance on a story that is only on chapter 1 to see how it plays out, to be a part of how it plays out, then the link is in the bio to join the £1 a month Patreon. Right now, I think the best way I can swim against the tide is to make a lot of videos or podcast episodes or just content in general. Just spend as much time as I can with you digitally and to continue fanning the flames of this type of attention. That's why I think it's worth making a video to apply to one specific subscriber. Hopefully, the more you see or hear of me, the more you'll stop seeing me in the shadow of the more established creators. The more time you spend with me digitally, the more you'll value this for what it is instead of for what it isn't. And if I can get one subscriber to leave comments like these, I'm inclined to think I'm on the right track. So thanks again, Ian. I really do hope you'll stick around. I welcome anyone else who has commentary, criticism, observations, praise, whatever it is. I'm just grateful that, and I think it gets overlooked because in the early stages, people are so quick to chase a big number. stereotypically speaking, rather than acknowledge anyone who at this very early stage is taking a keen enough interest as if you are an established name. Because that, I think, is the fuel that powers everything culturally. It's the people that are willing to take a chance and give some real attention to something new before it's become established that, oh, this is the in thing. Folks like you, Ian, are what make the in thing the in thing. So thank you very, very much for your time. Hope you like this video, and I hope you'll stick around. I'll see you on the next one.